some time too.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's okay. I have no time constraints tonight, so.
That
Great.
sounds
Okay, well,
I
I'll get
only,
started. Don, welcome. I'm Tracy. I'm been kind of facilitating each week and introducing our expert guest speakers. So I've been working with the organization of North Simcoe Business Center, and Lena is joining us, who's our expert presenter for this week to take you through this week's presentation. And as a reminder, as you know, you've got the presentations from the previous week, but
sure.
this one will also be available to you along with the presentation. So, you know, if
Great,
you want to look back on anything, you'll have access to that as well. So welcome.
great.
We're glad to have you, and I'll turn you over to Lena. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, Kevin. And Don, it's really nice to meet you. I
Thanks.
know it's the two of us for now, but hopefully more people will be coming in. And as you may know, today we're going to dive into everything legal. So the legal basics when you really want to set up your business or side hustle the right way. Uh, it's about getting clear on your idea and how to make it real, right?
Right,
And make you feel comfortable running it, because we know that we still have to protect ourselves when it comes to running businesses. So, a little bit about the agenda tonight. So review and recap. We're gonna get over the business basics, when to consult an expert. That's pretty important to know and to notice when when you're running your site also. And then we're going to dive into the setting up your business the right way presentation. Many side hustles start informally, but building a few good habits now at the beginning can save you big headaches for sure later on. So, really, the key points here is to start simple, but really do start organized. Um, and one of the first thing when you think about getting organized is really keeping your business and personal separate. That's the very first steps to in order to keep your things well organized and separate. You have to also think ahead about the risk and reputation for your small business or your side hustle. And so, like I said, we're gonna cover some basics tonight. So, one of the first thing, and those key points are not there to scare you, but they're really safeguards. They show that you're running legitimate, trustworthy operations. And the very first thing is really to ask yourself the good questions. And one of these are, do you need a business license or permit or anything of that sort if you want to operate your side hustle? What I mean by that is, some people starting a side hustle activity or, business operation on the side might have to import some materials. So, for example, and in that case, it will be very important to register yourself as an importer and get an importer account. Um, and that's going to be through the CRA. Sorry, I had the French the French acronym in my head, and that's important. So the very single most important question is, do I need something like an official license or permit to operate my business? You also have to understand your tax obligations. And when we're going to dive into the different kinds of businesses, legal structure, if I may say so, we're going to see that there are some tax obligations depending on the business type or the structure that you're choosing for your side also. You also have to review entrance options, and although this particular one is not like mandatory, it is always encouraged to make sure that you protect your operations and your materials as a business owner. It's also important to focus on client data and privacy, especially if you run, for example, an e-commerce business. Very, very important. So when to call in an expert, and this is a very, we've set up a couple of legal expert, for example, for contracts and partnerships and trademarks. The good rule to follow overall is if it involves money, legal agreements, or client data, you shouldn't be doing it alone. And these are the areas where an expert can save you from risks and costly mistakes later. Just gonna admit Crystal. Welcome, Crystal. We're just getting started, so you didn't miss much, but you're gonna receive the recordings anyway. And we were talking about when during your business adventure, if I may say so, when do you need to call in an expert? And we were saying that whenever it involves money, legal agreements, and client data, it's better to be supported by an expert because that's where we can make, quite frankly, costly mistakes. Um, and because Sure. And because we're not here, as legal expert or financial advisors, um, we wanted to emphasize that reaching out early is part of doing business the right way. And thinking of expert as part of your support system uh, now and not as a last resort is really important. So, like I said, I've mentioned a couple of experts here. So, legal for contracts, partnerships, trademarks, finance when it comes to taxes, bookkeeping, funding advice, insurance to cover, just your property and your liability and services. And like I said earlier, any area involving client information, funds, or data. So these are the minimum. It's always better to ask than to guess for sure. So how to know when you need help? And these are the red flags, if I may say. So when one see these show up, that's the moment to get a professional input and advice. So when you're unsure about the rules, that's number one. When the risks feels high, and then you'll know it in your gut, like you won't be at ease. That might be a good time to call in an expert or get advice. You're dealing with someone else's money or data for sure. And when also you're growing fast, because it's not, a lot of side also become full-time businesses afterwards, or even get even bigger. So if you feel like you fall in that part, it's important to be supported to make the right decisions for your business. So the key objectives really is to build confidence and run your business with confidence and, you know, um, steer away from chaos. Um, it is exciting to run a side hustle, but a little structure gives you the confidence to scale when you're ready. Like I said before, many successful businesses start as a side hustle and then they continue on to get bigger and bigger. So ask the questions early, keep it organized. Like I said, use experts to fill gaps, not fix mistakes later. So let's dive in to the step-by-steps to registering your company. I'm going to give you information about a different kind of business structure that you can choose from to formalize, if that's an English word even, but to formalize your business. So talking about what it means to really set up your business legally, financially, and professionally. This isn't about making things complicated and far away from that. It's about making sure your business has the right foundation it needs to grow safely and sustainably. So we'll look into when to register, what structure makes sense, and the simple steps you can take to protect yourself and operate confidently. And we're going to look into why registering your business in the first place, understanding your options, and setting up obviously the business the right way, your business the right way. So registering your business does a few very important things. First of all, we have to say that it builds credibility and trust with your future clients and partners. Um, you know, depending on the business structure that you choose as well, if you have suppliers, um, that will help greatly to build credibility with them. If um, you seek finance at banking institutions, that would be also very helpful to access those financing. It also protects your personal assets depending on the business structure as well. But being formalized, being a registered business would always be safer than operating business not being formal. Uh, and it protects your business because it separates, first of all, it separates your personal life from your business responsibilities as well. Um, it opens doors to funding and grants. That's very important. And a lot of side hustlers or business owners or early stage business owners don't know that. But if you have a business number and if you are properly registered, uh, you you have more opportunities in terms of grants, loans, and partnerships. And a lot of the things that you will do operating your business will need a business number. It will also, sorry, simplifies admin and tax obligation for sure. Um, and it will help you grow responsibly. So, um, admin in terms of invoicing, banking operation, everything will become clearer and easier to manage once you're officially set up. So when is it time to register? This is a question we get a lot. So, a good rule of thumb is as soon as you or your business becomes consistent, and whenever your business is earning regularly, that's when it's a good time to get formal. Um, if you are signing contracts as well, that's another good sign that you should be registering your business and offering recurring services. If you're mixing your personal and business finance, it's time to separate them as well. Like I said, it's really better. Yes, well, Don, we'll get into that. I have a slide or a few slides actually that will be covering the business structure, and we'll be able to get into um, the details of what it is to be an incorporated business versus a sole proprietorship, for example. So it will help you, you guys, make the best decision for your business. Um, so yes, that's pretty much when the timing to get to register your business, the best timing to register your business. So let's go through the basic steps. So first, obviously, you would need to choose a business name and you would have, if you have a business name, you would have to check its availability, and you would be allowed to do that through the registration process through something called Nuance for Ontario businesses, for example. It's another thing for Quebec, but it's not the point here. Um, so choosing a business name you'll need to check the availability. It's important to note, though, that some people who choose to start as a sole proprietorship, it's a kind of business structure, and we'll get more in more details afterwards. Uh, they could choose to just use their name. For example, Christelle Ninjenga um, as a sole proprietorship. In that case, you would not need to check the availability of the name because you're choosing to use your own name. And governments will assume that your name is just available to you. So in that case, you do not need to check to go through the check-in availability process. Um, what else? Is there something I forgot here? So, so, so you don't need to check the availability of your own name. You can also, if you choose to have the incorporation as a business structure, you can also have the option to just use random, not a random, but automatically generated business names, if I may say so, that the government will give you. It's not actually just names, it's a series of numbers. So it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Canada Inc. if you are registered federally, for example. So in that case, you would not have to, you don't have to check the availability as well. And then once you have your business name, you have to select your legal structure. And I'm going to give you more details about that. So as you may know, there is what we call sole proprietorship, partnerships, and corporations. Once you choose your legal structure, you register them federally or provincially. The difference would be if you do choose to register your business federally, it means that you will be able to serve clients all across Canada. If you do choose to register your business provincially, it means that you will do your business operation mainly in the province of Ontario. Once you did that, you will get a business number, and this business number will serve a lot of key things. For example, tax purposes, registering for government programs. For example, if you choose to collect taxes on sales, you're going to have to register at the CRA and get a number as a tax collector. If you do hire your first employee, you're going to have to register for the employee program as well. If you are importing anything from other countries into Canada, you're going to have to use that business number as well to register for the program for importers. So a pretty important information, your business number. And then once you have that, it will also allow you to open a business account. In terms of mandatory, a business account will be mandatory if you choose to incorporate your business. If you do choose to have a sole proprietorship, you will not be expected to open a proper business account, though it is encouraged to do so. And then you set up your business insurance if needed. And really about business insurance, it's really about the risks of your business activities. So if, for example, if you operate in the food business, it would be very important to have an insurance to cover your liability. If you do cosmetics as well, for example, when you have like more of a service business, it is already less risky. So maybe you could wait a little bit more before registering for business insurance. and especially if you do have strong contracts with your clients, that'll be you should be fine. But it's always good to get an insurance because you could cover your properties, like we said before. So computers for product-based business, you can cover your inventory and things like that. Do we have any questions up until now? I know, Dan, we were asking about incorporation, and we'll get into that. But if you did have questions, please just let me know. We're a small group, so no worries at all.
Just a question about is there any downside to incorporating federally over provincially? Like,
So the only downside is if you like it depends on how you project yourself and your business. If you want to start up by servicing clients outside the province, it's good to have a federally registered business from the get-go. But if you really want to do it, locally, and you know that it will take some time before you go outside the province, then you should just be registering, how to say, provincially. And I think there is a difference in cost as well, but I'm not like 100% sure about that. But it's a very easy information to find online, and the Canada website. Canada.ca has, I think, um, a page in their
okay.
website covering that. So it should be easy to find. Did I answer the question,
Yeah,
Dan?
thank you. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. So choosing the right legal structure. So actually, we will be covering just three of the legal structures that exist out there. There are plenty more, but let's say that these are the most used in Canada. The first one, obviously, is a sole proprietorship, where it's very easy to set up. So people tend to register a sole proprietorship first, and it is where one person owns and runs everything. The thing to be mindful for sole proprietorship is that it is not separated from you personally, and we'll get into that later on in the next slides, but it's not always ideal if you want to protect your personal assets. Partnerships is kind of the sole proprietorship, but with a few more people, 2+ people inside the company. And it's exactly the same, personal liability is not limited. It's that you are the business. Um, the only difference is that you have business partners in the partnership. Corporation is also another legal structure that is very much used by all business owners, just because there are a few key advantages to own a corporation. And it is its own legal entity. So it is the best legal structure if you want to limit your responsibility to the company has its own, like, is legally responsible for itself. You're completely separate from your company. So each one of these has benefits and trade-offs. So the right choice really depends on what stage of your business you are, but also what level of protection you need, and also what amount of work do you want to put into admins, because obviously running a sole proprietorship would not be the same as running a corporation in terms of legal obligation and admin process. So let's get into more details about sole proprietorship. As I said, it's the simplest and most common structure, especially for side hustlers, because it's easy to set up, low cost, and gives you full control. The trade-off, though, is like I said, the liability, because your personal liability, you personally responsible for all the debts, for example. So if the company gets sued, you'll be impacted, and it's not really ideal for sure if you want to protect your personal asset. Um, it also limits your access to financing. Like I said before, whenever you go to financial institution, they also look for credibility, and having a sole proprietorship is not always, you know, you're not always considered as like a real business. You're formal, but it's still for it's like it might be just like a side hustle or something that you have on the side, and you know that financial institutions are in the business to make profit, so they probably would think that they would not profit a lot from your company. Um, so this structure actually works well for lower risk activities or very, very early stage businesses. And again, it's really about how you project yourself into the future of the business. Do you want to keep it really small, or do you want to grow it? It really depends on that when it comes to choosing the right legal structure. So like I said before, the partnership is when there are more than one people in the business and they share ownership of the business. Like the sole proprietorship, it's flexible, it's simple to set up. It lets you combine skills and resources because everyone come in as they are. With their skills and resources, financial or in nature. And this is important. You are also sharing liability. So if one partner makes a mistake, the others or the other person can be also legally responsible for what they did. So this is also a tricky situation if you don't know your partner well. So this is why partnership agreements are essential. So for example, contrary to the corporation, where when you set up the incorporated company, there is what's called an article of incorporation that is basically stating everything that there is to know about how the business will operate, its director, who does what, who owns what. In terms of the partnership, it's really important to do a separate agreements just to be clear and be aligned with all of your partners to protect your relationship first, but also the business. So let's see the last legal structure that we're going to present today, which is the corporation. So like I said, it's a separate legal entity, which means that the business stands on its own. Your personal assets are better protected. It's like 100% protected, which is a big advantage. Uh, Corporation also tend to look more credible, like we said before, especially if you want investors in, have larger contracts, deal with bigger money, or just out for a loan, for example. The trade-off is more about the paperwork and the high cost of maintenance, maintaining a corporation. Just because just by having an incorporated company, you'll have to pay around $1,500 to $3,000 annually to just have a CPA helping you sort out the financials of your company, which is a legal obligation when you do own a corporation. So this structure makes more sense when your business is growing and your revenue is steady, and you need more protection from risks, financial risks, legal risks, etc. So here is a very helpful table that makes the comparison a little bit easier to see. With we've stated the initial costs to set up or register a sole proprietorship versus a corporation. You see that it's higher, in terms of registering the business. Legal liability as well. We said it before, it's unlimited when you are a sole proprietorship, and it's limited to and your personal assets are protected when it comes to corporation. Taxation, um, you know, um, when you have a sole proprietorship, the income that you so the income that is taxed personally, so it's just added to your other incomes. If you do have a 9 to 5 job, for example, when the time comes to file your taxes, the revenue that came from your business operation will just get added to your other incomes. And something that I didn't mention earlier when we were talking about why it is important to register your business, it's actually when even if you're a sole proprietorship, if you don't register your business, you cannot claim your business expense because you don't exist as a business, right? Um, when you do register, you can claim your business expenses and you will be able to lower your taxable income. So this is a pretty important one. So when in terms of corporation, taxation is also, I think it was $30,000 revenue per year. If you do cross that 30,000 marks, it is better to be an incorporation just because the of the tax advantages. If you stay a sole proprietorship at 30,000 plus, you might be paying more tax than necessary. So that's why it's kind of the threshold um, people tends to, get incorporated, even if they were a sole proprietorship before, to just take advantage of the tax break. And this one is pretty good reason too. In terms of admin, we said sole proprietorship is fewer formalities, so very simple, and the corporation is more complex with annual reports and financial statements. And in terms of growth and financing, well, you have better financing options when you have an incorporated business rather than a sole proprietorship. So the bottom line is there is no right answer. You just have to think about what makes sense to your specific situation, your goals, and what stage you're at in your business journey. So this is really the right answer. See? Okay, so some simple things that make a big difference as well when it comes to running your business with more, let's say, peace of mind. Uh, we said it time and time again, but keep personal and business money separate. It makes so much more, it makes things so much more easier. Track your income and expenses right from the start. A lot of business owners do these mistakes. They say, okay, not too much revenue, not too much expenses, and then they tend to just leave it at for later. And then suddenly it gets busier, and then they all have to retrieve, and it's so hard. Trust me, I've been guilty of that, and it's not helping. It's better to set up some things just a simple Excel sheet if your operations are not that big, with 2 columns and you're good to go. I also um, I also can mention the some of the how to call that in English, my God. Um, Softwares. Some of the softwares that are really nice to know about because they help you for free. So there is this one software, not a software, it's actually an online tool. It is called Wave. I'll put it in the chat for you guys. You can just research it on Google, and they have a freemium, so they have a free plan that allows you to invoice your clients, to create bills when it comes to paying your suppliers, for example, service providers, and then you'll have the basics accounting through Wave, through the basic plan, the free plan, but it's already very helpful. You can scan your receipt if you have like a business um, dinner or lunch. You can just scan your receipt, and then it will get uploaded into the software or the tools, and you can really get well organized with that one. Use simple accounting software. That's what I was saying. Stay on top of of renewals and filings. That's very, very important. So when you are sole proprietorship, it's easier because you basically just combine your tax, like business tax filing, with your personal tax filing. I mean, that's the good news about having a sole proprietorship. You just have to keep track of the expense again, and the revenue, the income, and then share um, the total income minus the expenses, and then if you work with an accountant for that part of that time of the year, they will know what to do with it. But basically, it gets added to your other personal income. Yes, if you are a corporation, there's a few dates you would have to keep in mind, which is when you register your corporation, you get asked if you want to have to how do you say that? If you want to have the civil calendar, is that how you say it? The civil calendar as your fiscal year. So, account stops at December 31st. You can also choose to do it based on the time of your registration. So if, say, you register your company the 7th of July 2025, you will have to to close your accounts June 30th, and then file your tax no longer than 60 days after that date. So that's one. So that's about income tax. Stamp here. Yes. Is that the civil calendar, Don? Yeah, okay, thank you so much. That's how you can notice that English is not my first language. Thank you so much. So that's one date to keep in mind, the time of the year that you're gonna need to file your tax return. If you do collect taxes as well, it's approximately the same time. And there is another thing. I'm gonna share that with Tracy when she's gonna share the recordings and the PowerPoint with you, because I totally forgot, it slipped out of my mind. But there is another the important date, which is uh, at usually the anniversary of your business registration. You're gonna have to file something. Um, which is just admins and papers, but it just basically tells the government that you kept your obligations as a corporation, having the meetings, general meetings and things like that. If you're the only person in the corporation, and that should be very easy. And another great tool to help you keep track of those renewals and filings is the tools called online tools as well, called Owners. I don't know if anyone knows Owner, but I think it's a Canadian company, and they're great. Just want to check if it's .co or .com, but it's a great service provider when it comes to incorporating your business really easily. So what they offer is a platform. So if you choose to register your business or so you can do the sole proprietorship with them, but you can also do the incorporation and um, yes, Crystal. I, I, um, I have Wave in mind. Just Wave. If I have more, I will be sharing with Tracy, and she will be happy to share that with you. But if you look at Wave, it's already really a great software. QuickBooks is great as well, but I find it harder to navigate when you're like really a small business with not too much. Budget lines and things like that. So I think Wave is really intuitive and really easy to navigate. So coming back to Owner, um, so what they do is they let you register the sole proprietorship and the incorporation. I find it expensive for nothing for sole proprietorship because sole proprietorship is so easy to set up. You just go to Service Ontario and just a few clicks, it's a form you fill in. Your business will be set up in no time for $60 and it's going to be how do you say that? It's going to be in on or 5 years. The business is gonna exist for 5 years when you do that. And so it's very simple. No need to go through owner. It's gonna cost you more than necessary. But for the incorporation, just because it's more complex, there's more things to file in. It's better to do it with them because they really have a great service. And then they have this partnership with RBC that if you incorporate with them and choose RBC to open your bank account with, and do that within the 60 days, I think, from registering your business, it's going to offset the cost of registering the incorporation. So it will be, if you do choose to go with RBC, it will be like you were 100%, so like someone did it 100% for you for free. And it's really easy because you don't have to go anywhere. They just do it online. They send you all the paperwork that you need to sign, and then your corporation is open in just a few clicks as well. So definitely recommend owner to do the corporation part. Sole proprietorship, just go on Service Ontario website. Um, do I need to share you more things? I think I've said pretty much everything. Oh, yes. And I was mentioning owner because of the renewals and filings, because their platform is so great. They just have a dashboard for you in the portal, and it just basically mention you have your business number there. If you did register, it lets you register to the different programs of the government. So, for example, if you want to collect the taxes, if you want to hire an employee, if you want to open an importer account, you can all do that from the dashboard. And I think you just have to pay the annual membership, which is really not that bad. I can't remember the price, but it's not that bad. And it reminds you of when do you need to file things, when do you need to renew certain things, and I find it really helpful. And I think we're pretty much done. Yes, I wanted to, before letting you go and I'm letting you ask your questions or more questions, did want to share resources and more resources and support. Um, so it's mentioned Toronto Small Business Support here, but I think you are all aware. Um, you all have I mean, there is North Simcoe, Business Center and their partners. So they are definitely a great resource to go to. Uh, but I meant small business centers. There are small business center all across Ontario. So I've mentioned the term small business support because I'm based in Toronto, but if you look up into your local small business center, they can also be very helpful and give you a lot of support. One of them is to help you get registered or incorporate your business with just the government fees to pay. It's free. You just have to go and meet them at their office, but that's pretty much it. And then the Canada Business Network, which is a great website, it will explain you so much things about the legal strictures we've covered today. Um, Additional information about why a corporation versus sole proprietorship. I tried to really get into the the most important things to know. But if you want to know more about that, I think that their website is really great. Um, it's pretty much it. So um, if you guys have questions for me, more questions for me, please feel free. And if not, I'll be happy to give you back 15 minutes of your night. Dan, go ahead. I think you have maybe one
Sh
question for me.
I
Yeah.
do. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, just a little tiny bit of background.
Yeah.
I am planning on starting a side hustle.
Okay.
I'm a mental health nurse.
Okay.
I've done courses in therapy and planning on starting a therapy business on the
Right.
side initially.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to get set up with the um, NIHB,
Mm-hmm.
which is actually a um, federal organization. That's why I was
Okay.
considering federally,
Yes. Okay.
which provides funding for coverage for Indigenous people.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
Okay.
so that's why I thought it would be smart
Yes.
to explore federally.
Ne Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
It's a very good reason. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a great side also business. And I think just because, like we said, I think your line of how do you say that? Line of work
Hmm.
is might be on this riskier part just because you're working with humans and you need like there are a lot of confidentiality
Sure.
involved and things like that. So being in a corporation is definitely, I think, a
Good.
good
Okay.
a good choice. Yeah,
Good. Thanks.
for sure. Instead, did you have any questions for me or and definitely we'll look out for other softwares for you. But I really do think Wave is a really good one to start with. Even for you, Don, you'll see it really lets you, it's very easy to invoice your clients, to set up like auto payments and things like that.
Hmm.
Very great tools. Yeah.
Good. I will look
Oh,
into that.
that's good then. Okay, so if everything is clear, I think my job here is done. Yes,
Is
done.
is there a different version for
Yeah.
small business versus incorporations?
Uh, in Wave, you mean?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
it's just gonna let you choose the plan.
Okay.
So they have different plans, and the free plan will basically help you do the very basic things. So invoicing, estimates, keep track of your expenses. I think set the auto payment is still in the free plan, and then they allow you to upgrade if you want more. So for example, if you wanna for you as a corporation, maybe it might be a good thing because you, as like I said, you're gonna have legal obligations like issuing your financial statements. So
Hmm.
that how do you say that? That tool will
Okay.
definitely help you um, issue those statements.
Good.
The other great things about Wave is also it lets you pay yourself. So if you do generate sufficient income to pay yourself as an employee, you can just upgrade, and it's $30 per month,
Okay.
I think, and it gonna let you it's gonna let you do all the admin things
Okay.
about having an employee from the app.
Okay.
So you can register yourself as an employer, and they're gonna take care of collecting the. Of course, Krista, thank you so much for coming. It's gonna let you um, they're gonna collect the taxes that you pay on, contributions, and pay it directly to the government, so the
Okay.
CRA. So you really don't have to do anything. They can issue the T4 for you, ROE,
Okay.
um, all in the same place. So it's really a
Okay.
great tool. Yeah.
Okay. Now, just out of curiosity, I don't know if this is outside your purview or not, but I was thinking about personal insurance,
Mm-hmm.
and personal life insurance policy with a cash reservoir for
Yeah.
um, that would allow me kind of like a retirement plan. So,
Right, right, right. I think you will be better off being advised by an accountant
okay.
or
Yeah.
someone that is
Yeah.
in the
That's
in
fair.
the business. But
Yeah.
the insurance, the personal insurance for to protect your your liabilities
Yeah.
and your business,
Yeah.
definitely do it.
Gotcha.
Um, and there are some premiums, like very small fee per month, like a 20, $30,
Hmm.
and it gets like it's peace of mind.
Okay.
It's going to protect you against client claims. It's going to
Hmm.
protect your just
Sure.
whatever you're running your business from, and things like that.
Okay. That's fair. Thank you.
Yes, of course. It was a pleasure to have you guys. Crystal left already, but it was great to speak with you, Don, and know a little bit
Great.
more about your own side also.
Sure.
Um, and unfortunately, I won't be seeing you next week because I
Okay.
would be facilitating only the French version of next week.
Okay.
But hopefully, we'll see you at the closing
Yeah, I'm
event.
working at night, but I won't be there.
Oh,
But thank you
okay.
though.
Oh, that's okay then.
Yeah.
Uh, just all the best for your
Yeah.
side also, and
Thank you.
hopefully it was helpful for you tonight.
Excellent. Oh, and sorry, one more question in regards
Yes, of
to
course.
setting up a corporation. I was
Hmm.
suggested to go to a local lawyer to set that
Yes.
up.
Well, are you gonna be the only person
Y-
in the business?
I might have a couple of other people just in
Oh,
positions, just for the sake of it,
mm-hmm.
structure
Yes.
wise.
Yes. So
Um,
then, yes. Yeah.
yeah, okay. If I was
Yes,
the
it's
only
better.
person, then I wouldn't be required.
It's not a requirement. It's just that it's easier, to issue article of incorporation. That's
Okay.
normally a lawyer.
Yeah.
But for example, if you go through owner,
Hmm.
they'll do it if you are the only
Okay. That's good to know.
associate. Yes, if you are the only person in the corporation,
Right.
it's going to be a standard one, so it's going to be
It's easy,
easier.
and I could always add somebody down the road if I wanted
Yes,
to.
you can
Okay,
definitely.
that's fair.
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
great. Thank you.
Of course. Um, I hope you do have the contact information for North Simcoe Business Center.
I do.
Yes, great. So if ever you had a follow-up question, just reach out to them. I think they'll
Great.
be happy to help.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Of course, it was great to meet you. Good
Yeah,
night.
nice to meet you. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.